Good morning, guys. I'm Dami. Welcome to my blog, Dami Girl. From my last video, I said I was going to share my birth story. Like, I'm sure you know what my birth story means now, as in, I'm going to share my experience during pregnancy and labor. I had my baby girl. Her name is Gemma. So, so what really happened was the moment I found out I was pregnant, come and see happiness, see jubilation. You know, I could not wait to tell my mom actually. She now said, don't tell anybody, as in, wait for 3 months. After 3 months, don't tell anybody. This is okay. Me too, I waited for 3 months. Some people said I did not tell them until, forever. And in our Nigerian system now, I feel like, what is she hiding? Is she the first person to get pregnant? Come on, show off your pregnancy body. Be glad, be happy, celebrate it. Your kiniko. In fact, I was seeing so many nude photo shoots that I was tempted to remove clothes and snap pictures. But I knew if I should do that, I would see waiting in the column when disownment letter. My mother will send it from Akure to Abuja. Probably divorce self before. Anyways, my point is I was excited and all that, but one thing I made sure I was doing, what am I even saying? The moment I found out I was pregnant, the first thing I downloaded was this baby center app and pregnancy plus app on my phone, the two of them. I was monitoring my pregnancy on both sides. If this one should say this is supposed to be happening by now, this is supposed to be happening by now, and it's not happening, I'm worried already, like kilo nshele, this thing should be happening. See, before I start talking too much, the reason I'm sharing this pregnancy story is to sensitize. See, I did not pass English very well in school, so manage this small English language I'm using. I'm using this video to sensitize pregnant women and those that are planning to get pregnant in future. Like, if you want to have a child in future, everybody wants to have a child. The point is, watch this video. Probably you'll learn one or two things from my own birth story. The pregnancy went smoothly, trust me. It was beautiful. In fact, I did not have any pregnancy symptom. Common Braxton Hicks contraction, I no get. At a point, I was complaining to my doctor, like, I'm not feeling anything. If not for the fact that the baby was moving, like, I can feel the baby moving inside me. I would have doubted if I was pregnant. I would feel like my stomach is just growing big because of too much eba and pound yam. Like, I wasn't feeling anything. Braxton Hicks contraction, not one day I did not feel it. All those early signs of pregnancy where some people are having morning sickness, some people are throwing up, some people, differences. I did not feel one. My doctor was like, you're so lucky, you're so lucky. I was like, let me feel it. It is part of the pregnancy experience. I wasn't feeling anything. It just felt like, okay. I felt that hip pain. Like, let me gist you people. You know, when you're watching all these videos on YouTube, this person is doing this excessive workout, like throwing the body up, throwing the body down. Me too, I was not like, let me to do something now. Somebody was like, you, this girl, the way I'm looking at you, you'll end up having a cesarean. Like, you're not even doing anything. You're just lazing around in the house. That's part of the disadvantages of being a full housewife. You have nothing to do. You're just in the house. And when she said it, I was challenged. Like, hell no, no such thing as cesarean. I must push this baby. It's part of the pregnancy experience, So I decided to take a walk. That day I walked around, like, I went to Jabi Lake. For those of you in Abuja, you will know where that is. I walked around like 2-3 times. And it wasn't up to 3. I did not have that kind of power. Let's just say 2 times. I got home. As I tried to sit down, oh God, now my body tell me, Jesus. Everything was just, what am I saying? I rushed down to the hospital because I could not handle the pain. I could not stand, I could not sit. Lying down was an issue. And for those of you that know how many times you have to stand up to urinate in the middle of the night, I was practically crying. I went to the hospital like, excuse me, doc. I decided to take a walk, and this was what happened. The doctor was not like, I should quickly go and do scan to be sure my uterus is still closed. And she was like, see, no form of exercise. People's bodies are different. The fact that you're seeing some people walking out like this and their body can take it doesn't mean your body can take it. Know your limit, which is number one lesson. Pregnant women. I saw one video of a lady jumping with her pregnancy. Know your limits. When my doctor told me that, trust me, I did not, to even stand up and walk to the kitchen, I was very careful, like, oh, it will not force me to prematurely, because this baby must cook for as long as it needed to. That is even by the way. I cut down on all the unnecessary walking and all that, but once in a while, The body will just tell you, come on, stand up and do this, you can do, stand up and do that. Now, I was reading up on everything that has to do with labor. I was reading up on everything that has to do with pregnancy. I did not want to be caught away. I did not want to get to the doctor's hospital and doctor will say or use one medical terminology and I'll not be racking my brain like, God, what is this? Everything, episiotomy, Braxton Hicks, induction, everything, I read up on it. When I was close to my due date, that is when the anxiety started coming in. Like, I was still not feeling any contraction, and usually by then I started feeling contractions. From there, I knew, or let me say, I was 90% convinced that I will most likely end up being induced. So I had to talk to my doctor. Like, I already read online what induction is usually about. So this time around, I had to talk to my doctor. Let me see if the induction process, from what I read online and what they are doing in the hospital, I want to know if it's the same thing. So when I talked to her, it was practically the same thing. They will induce you with Pitocin and all that just to enhance the contraction and make your baby come out. On my due date, yes, I got to the hospital, still nothing. I was still feeling like absolutely nothing, in short. I didn't even tell anybody it was my due date. Only my parents and my parents-in-law, as in my husband's parent, knew it was my due date. So on that day, I went to the hospital as usual. It was also my antenatal checkup day. I got there and I was like, doctor, I'm still not feeling anything. And she was like, oh, don't worry, you know, like some ladies don't feel anything until the time they are to give birth. I was like, I've not even lost my mucus plug. I'm not feeling anything. I'm not even sure I'm dilated in any way. She was like, don't worry. When the labor is about to start, like all of those things can happen like in a jiffy and your baby is out, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I've read about that, but usually that happens to mothers that are pregnant for the second time or third time, not first time pregnancy. So like, there's nothing to worry about. I knew she was just trying to pacify me so that I don't get unnecessarily worked up. I knew she was deceiving me, but no problem. It worked a bit. I kept telling myself, the doctor said no problem. But she was like, okay, since it's my due date, let's go for a scan to be sure the baby is fine, the amniotic fluid is fine, everything is fine. Oh, okay, no problem. I went for the scan and they said my baby was already getting overweight. Actually, I looked like a whale when I was pregnant. Jeez, for somebody that wasn't eating much, I was just adding all the weight. Like I was getting puffed and puffed and puffed. Point is, we did the scan. They said my baby was getting overweight. The doctor was like, okay, usually it's hospital policy that we wait till when you're 41 weeks and 3 days. But considering the fact that the baby is getting big and who knows, maybe if we give it another week, it might get too big that you will not even, we will not consider a vaginal birth for you. That's so the best thing right now is to pick a date for induction. In my mind, I was like, I knew it. I knew it. This baby was kicking fine, but I wasn't feeling any contraction. I knew induction was going to be the end of the day. Anyways, let me even gist you. The Sunday before that's my due date, I was in church. For those of you that are not religious, you can skip this part. For those of you that love God the way I love God, the Sunday before I was in church, and the person that was ministering, as the person was supposed to preach normal now, but before the person preached, the person was like, the Holy Spirit said all of us should just praise and worship God for 5 minutes. If you can do that for 5 minutes, before next Sunday, you're going to have your testimony. And me, I was like, my due date is this week. I don't want to pass this due date. I don't want to go beyond and over. Like, I know, I want my testimony. And my testimony is my baby. See, I took it serious. I don't think I've taken anything that serious. Okay, I don't take things serious. But this particular one, I took it very seriously. I made sure I did that worship to the best that I can. I was like, God, I beg, I take God beg you. You know when I isn't God to beg God? I was like, Baba God, I take God beg you. I want this baby out of my stomach this week and I want her in my arms. This testimony that people said I will get before next Sunday, let me get it. I took it serious. And trust the Lord now. He doesn't fail. I had my baby that week. Anyways, back to the story. This was on a Monday, yeah? That was my due date on a Monday. We did the scan. The doctor said the baby was overweight and I had to choose a date for induction because they don't want the baby to get too big and I would not have the option of a vaginal birth. So I was like, okay. I went home, discussed it with my mom. My mom was like, I should choose Wednesday. Like, I was born on a Wednesday, so I should choose Wednesday for my baby too. And I was like, makes sense, that's good. Actually, I was already considering Wednesday in my mind because I know I was born on a Wednesday, so why not? Let's share the same day. Then I called my dad-in-law. He's a medical doctor too. I explained what the doctor told him, and he was like, oh, okay, that's fine. That most times the induction process can take like 24 hours. That so I should choose a day before when I want to start. Like if I'm planning Wednesday, that I should start on a Tuesday or something. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I called the doctor, like, okay, I've decided on the date I want it on a Wednesday. And she was like, okay, if you want it on a Wednesday, then you have to come in on Tuesday to start the induction, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. It's still the same thing, as in we were thinking along the same lines, so I did not mind at all. Now, on that Monday night, you know when the Lord works in mysterious ways. I'm still sharing my bed story. I've not even gotten to the interesting parts, so be patient and watch to the end. Or better still, if you're tired of all this my ranting, skip towards the end. On that blessed day, on Monday, yes, that Monday, in the night, midnight, I felt like, no, not even I felt like, I wanted to wee, yeah. I got up from my bed, went to use the toilet, I got back into bed. Then I started feeling like, for ladies, you know when your period wants to come, you know that feeling when the blood wants to come out of you. I started feeling something like that, like something wants to come out of me, and I was like, I just finished using the toilet, this should not be happening. But let me just get up to go and use the toilet. As I got up, my bed to the toilet is less than 2 meters. Like before I could even take 2-3 steps, the water was already gushing out of me. It was like the epic movie scenes where they said your water has broken. They said shh. That was how it felt. And I was like, I called my husband, honey, I'm peeing, but it's not my pee. That was the weirdest thing I could ever say. He still makes fun of me till today. He was like, what do you mean by your peeing, but it's not my pee? I was like, water is coming out of me, but it's not me that is coming. It's not me that is pushing it out. It's coming out by itself. And he just looked at me like, your water has broken. I was like, yes. Sorry. So he got up, got me a sanitary pad. I wore it, and first time births, you know, we're practically clueless. All I know is that once your water should break, the best thing for you to do is to get to the hospital so that they can monitor the pregnancy to be sure nothing is going wrong. So as soon as we did that, I put on the sanitary pad. I told him, okay, I've packed my hospital bag already. I've been waiting for this day, like my life depends. In fact, at a point, I felt my water was not going to break because I wasn't experiencing any pregnancy symptom per se. So we went to the hospital that midnight. We got there, the doctor was like, okay. He pushed his hand aside. See, if you want to get pregnant, forget it. Your body is no longer your own. I don't want to imagine how many people put hand beside my bum bum. That was, at a point, once I see one person coming, I don't even know whether I want to check my bum bum or not. I already opened the bum bum like this. What do you want to do? The doctor came, opened my bum bum. He said she wants to see, it was a guy, a young guy. He said he wanted to see the sanitary part to be sure there was no blood or meconium or anything. I opened the bum bum. Look at it. He put his hand beside me. He now said, your dilation has not even started. I was like, why did my water now break? I was like, the dilation has not started. I think I just lost, the only thing I lost was my mucus plug here. Dilation had not started. It was like, since, I think that happened around 3 a.m., yeah. It was like, let's give me till like 8 a.m. to see what would happen. By 8 a.m., this guy came to check again. He was like, you're barely 1 centimeter dilated. In my mind, I was like, barely 1 centimeter dilated, yet I'm going to 10 centimeters. I'd already called my mom. My mom was with me in the hospital. My husband was also with me in the hospital. My mom did not understand all she knew is that at a point, the doctor's hand will be able to enter your bum bum. That is when the baby will be ready, blah, blah, blah. After the doctor left, my mom was like, what does it mean by 1 centimeter? I said, usually, before they can ask you to push, you must be 10 centimeters dilated. And right now, he said, I'm just 1 centimeter, so we still have like 9 centimeters to go. My mom was like, oh, okay, no problem. Let's not forget, at that 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning, I still did not feel any contraction. Nothing. They told me to take a walk, I should go around, I should walk, blah, blah, blah. I walked. Nothing. They came back to check, put hand inside. They were like, you're still 1 centimeter. I was like, what is this? What is going on? I think at about, I can't really remember the time. After some time here, they came to check me and the doctor said, oh, okay, at this point they'll have to induce. I can't remember what they gave me. I can't remember what they gave me. They should gave me a drug, like it's going to start the dilation process. That was when the contraction started. Oh God! At that point, I was glad I was not feeling contractions all through the pregnancy. It was amazing. See, let me know. You will experience it. For those of you that's experienced it already, you know how far, you know how we go. So, what now happened? This thing just lasted, like it continued unnecessarily long. By this, my water broke midnight on Monday, yes. By Tuesday, I was barely 2 centimeters dilated. By Wednesday morning, let's say around 10 on Wednesday morning, I was just 4 centimeters dilated, and I was having constant contraction. I was like, I was tired. At the point I was crying. I don't want to imagine how many babies were born in my presence while I was in the hospital in the labor ward. I was not crying like, I want my own baby. Why is my own different? I'm just losing water, losing water, losing water. I've not seen my baby. I'm not even close to pushing, you know. They just told me, calm down, don't worry, your time is coming, you know, you will experience it too. And you know the scary parts when you hear so many women pushing and cursing and all that, and I was like, God, is this how my own would be? Somebody was like, don't worry. I was like, I know I'm not a screamer, but I will cry my life out. They were like, you will know if you're a screamer or not when the time for labor comes. So, when it was Wednesday morning around 10, the doctor was already saying, since I'm just 4 centimeters dilated and I've practically lost my water since on Monday, that they're most likely going to book me for a cesarean section. And I was like, Baba God, we did not discuss it like this now. You did not tell me I'll go through cesarean. I was saying it in my mind like, God, okay, we did not agree for this one. I don't want a cesarean. I want to push this baby. I want to have the full labor experience. Trust me, I did not have that full labor experience, but let's get there. Now, the doctor that has been in charge of my antenatal, luckily for me, strolled into the labor ward, and she saw me and she was like, you're already here? I was like, yes. She was like, what happened? My water broke. Oh, she was like, that's good, but still, I had to go through the induction. She was like, no, it's fine, no problem. Then I think my mom was telling her they are saying that they are going to book me for cesarean. She was like, why would they book me for cesarean? That there is no need for that, that they should. Okay, at that point, they had already given me IV for Pitocin, but the contraction wasn't still, the dilation wasn't progressing as they wanted. So she was like, they should increase the dosage, like increase the concentration of the Pitocin that they are giving me, that I should be able to push. I'm healthy enough. When I heard that, I was happy. I was like, yes, I'm pushing, baby. You know, there's this excitement, like you just want to do it, you want to experience it. They increased it, they increased the concentration. Come and see contraction. The one I was having before was child's play compared to this one. I cried my life out. Even my mother and my mother-in-law joined me in crying. It was that crazy. At a point, I was like, please call me my husband. They're like, why? I said, call me my husband. They called the husband. He came in and was like, tell me, why are you crying? I was like, I cannot take it anymore. I want epidural. Like, I thought you said you were not going to do epidural. I said, I cannot take it anymore. At this point, I want this epidural. They're not like, oh, okay, I should calm down. Immediately, they had to call the specialist in charge of the anesthetic and all that. He came in, gave me the epidural. I felt like a boss. I could not feel the contraction anymore. I was like, wow, is this how it feels like? And I've been punishing myself since. I think at that point I was already like 6 centimeters dilated. So the epidural came in. I was just high on the epidural. I started talking anyhow. I can be a very big talkative. Then join it with when I'm high. It was crazy. Everybody was just laughing at me like, is she normal? Are you sure she's okay? I think at the point I passed out, my husband said my BP dropped. I did not know what was happening. I was just high. But luckily, I gained consciousness again. Then when the baby was about to come out, my husband was with me, my mother-in-law was with me. I was like, honey, I feel like somebody's knocking on my bum bum. I was like,